Okay, so third and final part, hopefully. If you've made it this far, well done. This is actually the next day because everything was taking so long, because I have to load it up onto the computer and that takes ages, and then I have to recharge the battery on my camera, and yeah, that just took a whole day doing 2 lots. So we shall carry on with the third. And well done if you are still here. You've got some stamina, or you're bored. Very bored. Right. Okay, so we got to, I'd sat next to the nice Swedish lady. She was lovely. In front of me, a little old lady was sitting, and another lady came along and realised that the old lady was in her seat, and instead of saying, "Oh, excuse me please," was like, "You're in my seat. Get out, you're in my seat." So the old lady shuffled across, and the horrible lady sat down, and she said, "Oh, what are you doing on here? You stupid, you're going to die on here, are you stupid?" I was like, oh my goodness, we couldn't believe our ears, and like everyone was like looking, and the little old lady went, "Oh no, I'm fine," type thing, and she goes, "Oh," the horrible lady goes, "Oh, I strong and I'm young, and I hope you go to heaven then." And that was enough for the little old lady. She asked to be excused and she disappeared. The horrible lady turned to the bloke who was sat next to the old lady and said, "Oh, she run away now. She's running away. I hope she's getting off the plane." And a bit later on, the steward come down, and with the little old lady in tow, to get her handbag and her suitcase. And the horrible lady said to the steward, "Oh, is she getting off the plane now?" And the steward went, "No, we're moving her to first class so she can be more comfortable." It's like, ha ha ha. Stuart had a big smile on his face. So did everyone else. Everyone was staring at the horrible lady, and she was very quiet for the rest of the flight. So that was that little story. And then the nice steward who'd done that, he was playing like Jenga Tetris with the suitcases, because it was a full plane, and of course everyone had carry-on. And American Airlines, their like luggage hold bit seems to be really tiny. I thought EasyJet and Ryanair were stupidly tiny, but they are proper tiny. You can't get them in like the normal way, how you'd slide it in, sort of like, sorry, my explanation's rubbish, you slide it in that way, but the only way you can get it in is to go that way, and then of course you're taking up more space. So anyway, he was playing this Tetra situation with it, and when he'd finished, and he managed to get everything in and shut all the doors, and he did like a little yay to himself, and so when he walked past I went, "Well done," in a big loud voice, and he gave me the biggest smile, and then for the whole of the flight he was just giving me these huge smiles every time he walked past. He was lovely. The other 2 ladies not so happy on the flight, but I don't blame them at all, because I wouldn't have wanted to work on that flight at all. Okay, so after that, really big smile. It was a very uncomfortable flight, really uncomfortable. I did try and sleep. The Swedish lady next to me managed to have a little kip, but I definitely did not. At Heathrow, I got my suitcases, and Jared was waiting there for me with his gloves on. We did a virtual high five, no hug, I'm afraid. On the way home, we got stuck in traffic. Zoe had made me like a little packed lunch, so because it was peanut butter and jelly, I was quite worried about eating it on the flight, because in case anybody had a nut allergy, and she did say I could just say, "Has anybody got a nut allergy?" but I wasn't feeling that confident to go, "Has anybody got a nut allergy?" So I just ate it in the car. At home, isolation began. Okay, so I'm allowed in my room, which is my bedroom, my art room, which is this room, the bathroom, and on the sofa seat closest to the window, because that's about 6 feet away from the other sofa. So I'm like one side of the living room and they're the other side. So we've stuck to that. Then the rest, I rested and texted everyone to let them know I was home safe. Dinner, Jared just ordered pizzas from Domino's, and we went to bed at 8 o'clock. Okay, on the 27th, I woke up in the night a lot, but pushed through to 8:30 a.m. because of the jet lag, you see. Got up, Jared made me a cup of tea. I unpacked my suitcase and didn't have any washing to do because lovely Zoe had done all my washing for me, so I went home with clean clothes. I cleaned the upstairs of the house, so like the bathroom, because obviously we were going to be using it, so got the gloves on, disinfected everything, thought it'd start off really clean, and then like hoovered and cleaned like the bedroom and everything. Didn't do Loki's room because not allowed in there. Then changed my art desk round and did like a little spring display. I'll show you that at the end of the video because I've got to pop the camera off to show you, but I did a little spring display on my windowsill, so I'll show you that. Loki made me some lunch, some crackers and apples. Candy called me at 3:30 to catch up and check everyone was still okay, and everyone's still okay at her end, which is thankful. Messaged Mum to see if the letter had come through yet, and no, it hadn't, because Dad's obviously got dementia, he's venerable, so you know we were expecting some sort of letter on what she can do, but no. Dinner, Jared made spaghetti bolognese, and we watched a new series on Netflix, The Letter to the King and Self-Made. On the 28th, I woke up at 9 a.m. It was so hard getting up because of the jet lag. I really just wanted to sleep and sleep and sleep, but I forced myself up. I weighed myself and I weighed 9 stone 2 pound, which is so good because I thought I'd at least have put half a stone on while I was in America. But at Zoe's we ate very, very healthy, and so I didn't put it on. Jared made pancakes for breakfast, did my 7-minute workout. Rachel called and we chatted for about 3 hours because we had so much to catch up on. Then I worked in my HHH because I had a lot to catch up on because I didn't take this away with me, I just made notes, so I worked for about 2 hours on that. Then I went downstairs. Jared made dinner. He'd made chicken curry with rice and garlic bread. We watched Ant and Dec's Saturday night takeaway. I'd never seen that before because I always work Saturdays. We also watched some more of The Letter to the King, and then I went to bed. 29th. Woke up at 9 a.m. Couldn't get up till 9:30 though. So tired. Jared made me a tea, and he made a list of all the food that we have in the house. Anita dropped off a little bit more shopping for us because we're obviously all staying inside, and I, like, with the list that Jared had made, I sorted out all the dinners. So like I worked out all the dinners for like 2 weeks, what we could use that we already had in the house, and did like a meal plan. Jared made me peanut butter and banana pita with an apple. Then I worked in my HHH for 6.5 hours. Yes, 6.5 hours. I went downstairs and Jared made shepherd's pie for dinner. We watched Alan Davies' Little Victories on Amazon. Then Jay wanted to sleep, so I went to our room and watched Supernatural, which I still had downloaded on my Kindle because as long as you don't take it off flight mode, all the American Netflix programs just stay on your Kindle. Good tip there. Oh, and I got to go to the beginning again because 30th. So over to here. So 30th, I woke up at 5:30 a.m, realised I hadn't put my clocks forward, so changed that to 6:30. I watched A Call the Midwife on my Kindle, rested and got up at 8:30. Went downstairs, let the dog wake Jared up. Jared made me a cuppa. I did my 7-minute workout. I'm noticing that I'm getting asthma when I do it now. A little worrying. I took a shower and put my 3-day pyjamas in the wash because I'm trying to run clothes and pyjamas for 3 days, which is extremely hard for me because I'm like, oh, I change every day. I'm a nightmare. But we're trying to make the washing liquid and electricity and stuff run a bit further. Yeah, I got very excited about changing into new clothes. Woo! Got a mint tea and a banana. Went to my art room. I decided to organise my stickers. Oh Yay! You know when you start something and you think, that was a mistake. Wow, that was some hard going. I sorted it all out into little, got like this box down here. I mean, not all the stickers. Hold on, if you can't hear me very well, it's because I'm reaching for something. So like I've got these trays, and I sort the stickers out into, you know, these trays. But then I also have, for ones I use all the time, I've got like this little photo album, and I put like the stickers in here, and I use these, like these are the ones I use all the time, that would be, you know, like dinners or TV or HHH, that sort of thing. Also have, then I organised into, did like spring, summer, autumn, winter stickers. Just turn these inside out. These are the same, the books, you know, the thing, but I've just turned them inside out and then just did them with a bulldog clip. So yep, got those. And then for my other ones, I made little files. Trying to reach. Couldn't reach all of them, but yeah, I just made little files like for them, pretty files out of the inordinate amount of paper that all us crafters have. And then just like, this is all the box ones, this is all like the little, you know, circly meal planny type thing ones, washi tapey ones, and arrows, stars, and, you know, exclamation marks and all that sort of thing. I have 2 more as well, but I can't reach over that far at the moment. So leading from there, Rachel called and we chatted. At 6 o'clock I called it a night and went downstairs, leaving the sticker mess everywhere. Jay had made Toad in the Hole and we watched A Letter for the King. And then the 31st, the last day, are you glad? I got up at 9ish. Mum had sent me an email with Dad's details and that she was worried that if she got ill, what would happen to Dad. So I phoned his doctor, I phoned the dementia helpline, and I phoned social services. Everyone was very nice, but not very helpful. Social services said they would give me a call back, because the lady I spoke to there was like, sounded like she was 12 years old, bless her, and she didn't know what was going on. So I carried on sorting my stickers. Dinner, Jared made one of the Taco Bill kits that Auntie Tina had given us. We watched Sucker Punch. I found out what my throat thing is. I've had it for a month. I had it like before I went to America, and it's just like when I swallow, it feels like a little lump in there, or like a tablet stuck, or, you know, a bit of phlegm. That's nice. It's stuck in my throat. And I did a bit of research, because obviously can't be wasting doctor's time at the moment, and it's a globulous sensation, and it's brought on by, guess what, anxiety. The gift that keeps giving. Yeah, so as you can imagine, I've had a bit of anxiety, because, you know, flying gives me anxiety. Then going over there, I was quite alright, and then obviously it all kicked off a bit more, and then loads of cancelled flights, and Rachel getting ill, then worrying about mum and dad, you know. So yeah, there's been plenty of anxiety to go round. Text my mum to just let her know that social services will get back to me eventually. Okay, so that is the end of the month. I'm not going to carry on there. Sorry about my phone, it's going mental. Just if you obviously want to catch up with mum and dad there, social services have rung back. We're none the wiser, really. So they've said that mum and dad, because dad is ex-army and he needs to go for a walk every single day. And they walk and walk and walk. Obviously we're trying to stay in at the moment and social distance, but the doctor, the Dementia UK and social services says that he is allowed to carry on walking. I mean, they're walking across fields and hills and stuff, so, you know, they're not going near people. Although the only worrying is when they've got to get shopping, and obviously my dad doesn't understand not to touch things or people, or not to cough on them. You know, he's not ill, but, you know, he generally has a cold 24/7. So Yeah, so they've said he carry on walking, and I was worried about them getting into trouble. So they've said that if the police stop them and say you got to be inside, then they're to phone social services and use my dad's name, and they will tell them no, it's against his human rights, and he can carry on walking. So, because my mum could not physically keep him in, and then if my mum stayed in, then my dad is wandering around by himself, you know, getting lost, getting hit by traffic. So, it's not a great situation, but really there was no other solution to this. And we just have to pray that mum and dad do not get ill, because that will cause a whole nother lot of crap. So... everybody out there, fingers crossed for my mum and dad, as it's been a very worrying time. So there we go, that has summed up that month. I was just going to show you, we're going to backtrack to the pictures for, so here's the pictures for my vacation in the Texas part. So this one here is just Zoe and I's buddy colour, so this is mine, this is Zoe's. This is shopping at HEB, just to show the empty pasta bit. Though it was still pasta, you had to get on your hands and knees and look at the back though. Obviously people didn't realise that they're sort of underneath. And then Kennan's new car, and Kennan, and the cheesecakes that we got at the Cheesecake Factory. It's my 3, and then Kennan had the peanut butter one, and Zoe had a chocolate one. I just put like, who is me, destination Round Rock, Texas, favourite adventure going to Tuesday morning, highlights spending time with Zoe, best memory, playing cards and opening my sock calendar. Then, sorry Joe, big picture of you here. Sure she'll forgive me. Zoe making me some pancakes, and then this picture here is me at Dallas Airport, and then these are cats, Savannah, Mouse and Spirit. Photo quality is not good. I've had to use my printer and the ink is not fantastic. And then lastly, I will show my little window display. And here is my little spring display. Yes, it's not terribly exciting, but you know, I haven't got much windowsill, so it jollies me up when I look at it. So you've got pretty butterflies in there, all the daisies, and then you can't really see it because it's quite dark, because the light's obviously shining in. There's just 2 pictures of Loki. Let's see if I can zoom in. So there's Loki in the spring flowers one year, and then Loki with his Easter bonnet on another year, obviously when he was younger. Okay, I think I've covered everything, so I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm not that worried if you subscribe, because I don't know if I'll be making any more videos. You can like it, feel free to comment, I love answering your comments, as long as they're not negative ones. If they're negative ones, please don't bother, because really we don't need any negativity at the moment with what's going on. So just keep that to yourself, alright? But everybody, I hope you're surviving, and I hope everybody is well. So take care everyone, bye!